All right, folks, this is it. The week we've all been waiting for. The moment we've been building up to for months. The week the title could officially be ours. All we need to do now is avoid defeat at Tannadice on Saturday, and the league is wrapped up. You can feel the buzz growing already, can't you? There's that sense of something special brewing. And it's not just about lifting the trophy, it's about doing it in style. Apologies if I sound a bit too upbeat. But after everything this season's thrown at us, it's just nice to have something this exciting to look forward to. The mood is shifting, the belief is back, and you can sense the team is hitting its stride at just the right time. Now, while everyone's getting carried away thinking about the party that could break out at Tannadice, we've still got plenty to reflect on from the weekend. Sunday's performance was a big one, not just in terms of the result, but in terms of the statement it made. Brendan Rodgers was absolutely buzzing after the match, and rightly so. He spoke about how proud he was of the squad's humility and attitude. And that might sound like the usual manager chat, but when you look at the way the team turned up and controlled things from the first whistle, it's clear that message of staying grounded and focused is really hitting home. Rodgers knows better. And then anyone that every team in this league sees Celtic as the big occasion. We're the side everyone wants to beat. And if we're even slightly off it, we're vulnerable. We've seen that in patches this season. But against St. Johnstone, there was none of that slackness. Just hunger, energy, and proper intensity. He was full of praise for Callum McGregor, calling him the coach on the pitch. A phrase that's been thrown around before, but it never feels overused when talking about Cal. He's the heartbeat of the team, the link between the backline and the attacking players, and someone who always seems to rise to the occasion. And Hampton just seems to bring out the best in him. Think about that opening goal on Sunday, a trademark McGregor strike timing his run perfectly, finding a space and burying it. It was his 10th of the season, which makes it the third time he's hit double digits in a campaign. Not bad for a midfielder who's not exactly known for racking up goals. And when you remember his other big moments at Hampton, the cup final goal against Motherwell, the semi-final strike against Rangers, it's clear this is a player who thrives under pressure. Rodgers also had a lot to say about a few others. He picked out Ada pleased with his finish after Hatate's inch-perfect cross. But he wasn't just content with that. He wants to see Ida attacking those spaces more often, getting on the end of more chances. That's the kind of hunger Rodgers is trying to instill. Not just scoring, but always thinking about where the next goal is coming from. And then there's Liam Scales. He had a hand in that same goal linking up with Hatate and actually mentioned afterwards that he'd missed a similar chance to play the ball to him moments earlier. But they went again, kept the move alive, and it paid off. That's the kind of quick thinking and resilience that's defined our upturn in form lately. Speaking of which, you've probably noticed, Celtic have looked sharper in the past couple of games. That sluggish spell we saw earlier in the year, the dropped points, the nervous performances, all that feels like it's starting to fade. Maybe that horror show at McDermott Park really was the wake-up call we needed. A few of the players have even said as much. Alistair Johnston hinted at it after the Kilmarnock game, and Scales echoed it again after St. Johnstone. Sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom to regroup and come back stronger, and when you're smashing in 4 goals in the first half, like we did in back-to-back games, it definitely feels like a corner's been turned. That shift in mentality, that never-again mindset, it's what separates the good teams from the great ones. And if you listen to what Callum McGregor said after the match, it gives you even more belief. He spoke about a conversation he had with Brendan Rodgers before the manager returned, where they talked about building a culture of relentless success. Not just winning once, but making winning a habit, making it the expectation. He said success is addictive, and you can see that in how the team's playing. They're hungry, they're driven, and there's this quiet confidence building that they can go on and do something really special. And you know what else helps familiarity? Playing at Hampton so often has given this squad a real edge in high pressure. Matches. Look at the numbers. 14 wins out of 14 under Rodgers at the National Stadium. That's insane. And it's not just guys like McGregor and Forrest who've been through it all before. Even the newer faces, guys like Carter Vickers, Hatate Maeda, they've barely known what it's like to lose there. Since Rodgers first took charge 9 years ago, we've only lost once at Hampton. Once, that was in extra time against Rangers in 2022. When you got that kind of track record, it breeds belief. You walk into that stadium knowing how to win. Penalty shootout, no problem. We've won the last 2. People call it a lottery, but it's not. It's about composure, confidence, and backing yourself. And this Celtic squad, especially at Hampton, they've got that in spades. But it's not just on the pitch where the mood is positive. Off it, the vibes are good too. Ori Engels was chatting about how he's settling into life in Scotland, not just in terms of football, but everything else as well. He's enjoying the pressure of playing for Celtic, embracing the expectations. Even his parents are loving it, whether they're living here full-time or just visiting. When asked about his £1 million price tag, he brushed it off. Said it doesn't faze him, that he knows he's still young and still learning. He hears what people say, but he's just focused on playing his game and enjoying life. That's the kind of attitude you want to hear. He also spoke about how different it is playing for a club like Celtic. One week you're in the Champions League at Dortmund's Signal Iduna Park. Then a few days later you're off to Dingwall to play Ross County. That switch, that complete change in environment and stakes, it takes some adjusting, but he's embracing it. He likes being the team everyone wants to beat, likes the responsibility. And maybe that's the common thread running through the whole squad right now. This growing sense of belief, of ownership, of drive. There's a feeling that everything's clicking again, that the blips and bumps of earlier in the season were just part of the journey. Now with the finish line in sight, the focus is sharper than ever. The return of Kieran Tierney is another massive talking point. John McGinn, chatting recently, couldn't hide his excitement about seeing Tierney back in green and white. He called him an unbelievable footballer and said his experience would be vital, not just for maintaining our dominance in Scotland, but for pushing forward in Europe too. And you have to wonder, if Tierney's comeback is happening now, could McGinn follow suit one day? He's still got a couple years left on his Villa deal, but by the time that wraps up, he'll be 31. Maybe it's a long shot, but the dream's alive. And what about Andy Robertson, another Celtic fan? Maybe the window's closing for him, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. And speaking of comebacks, how about Moussa Dembele still? Out in Saudi Arabia playing for Al Ettifaq, or he was before rupturing his Achilles back in February. He's likely to miss most of 2025, but he's already got one eye on the future. Turns out he's been the president of a Malian club since 2019, and now he's added a Lithuanian side to his portfolio as well. Imagine that. Dembele is a future Celtic chief executive. The man's got ambition. Still only 28, and if he can get past his injuries, he's got plenty of years left in him. Anyway, for now, all eyes are on Saturday. Tannadice awaits, and so does the chance to wrap this up in style. The team looks ready. The fans are buzzing. The title's within touching distance. Let's finish the job. And while we've all got our minds on Saturday and what could be a massive moment for this team, it's worth taking a step back to appreciate how far they've come. A few weeks back, nobody was talking about title parties or dominant wins. Folk were questioning the mentality, the fitness, even Brendan Rodgers himself. That St. Johnstone match at McDiarmid Park felt like a low point. There was frustration, disappointment, and a real fear that the wheels might be coming off. But instead of crumbling, the squad responded like champions. It's easy to play well when everything's going your way. It's much harder to dig deep and find a reaction when you've been knocked down. But that's exactly what this group did, and that deserves serious credit. What we've seen since then is a team that's rediscovered its edge. The first half performances against both Kilmarnock and St. Johnstone were full of tempo urgency and ruthless finishing, the kind of Celtic football we all love to see. That spark came back. The pressing was sharp, the passing was crisp, and the goals, well, they just kept coming. It's not just about scoring, though. It's the way we're managing games now. Smarter in possession, more patient when we need to be, but still hungry to kill matches off early. That mix of control and aggression has been missing at times this season, but right now it's back, and it couldn't have come at a better time. One player who's really stepped up is Reo Hatate. His ability to read the game and pick out passes under pressure is just unreal. That assist for Ida's goal was a perfect example. Vision, execution, timing. It had everything. And then there's Cameron Carter-Vickers quietly going about his business at the back, bringing calm and confidence to the whole defensive unit. You never hear him shouting or getting in people's faces, but he leads by example. And that kind of presence is massive when the pressure's on. There's just this feeling around the squad now, like they're all pulling in the same direction. Again, the vibes are good at Lennoxtown, the training sessions are sharp, and everyone knows what's at stake. 6 games to go, the treble still within reach, and the belief that something special is brewing. You can tell the players feel it too. There's a focus in their eyes, a determination in how they talk about the ruining. They know nothing's won yet, but they also know they've got what it takes to finish strong. And that's where Brendan Rodgers deserves massive praise. For all the criticism he took earlier in the campaign, he steadied the ship, found solutions, and now has his team playing with purpose again. He's built a culture where nothing is taken for granted, where even after a big win, the message is about staying humble, staying hungry. You can see how much it means to him when he talks about Hampton, about treating every big occasion like it's his first. That hunger is contagious. It filters down to the players, the staff, even the fans. It's why Celtic are where they are right now. Now we're not getting carried away. There's still work to do. Dundee United won't roll over, especially not with the chance to spoil the party, but you just get the sense that this Celtic team is ready for anything. They've shown they can bounce back from setbacks, grind out results when needed, and turn it on when the moment demands it. Saturday could be one of those moments. A chance to seal the title with a performance that reminds everyone exactly who we are. Champions in weight and eye, but more than that, a team with identity, character, and heart. So we wait. The build-up continues, the nerves will kick in, and soon enough we'll be back on the pitch chasing glory. But wherever you're watching from, on our pub, living room supporters bus, or the stands at Tannadice, you can feel it. This is Celtic. This is our time. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. In a dramatic twist that has sent shockwaves through the Scottish footballing world, Vaclav Churnney has stunned Rangers fans by turning his back on Ibrox and signing with their fiercest rival, Celtic. The move, confirmed earlier today, has ignited a firestorm of controversy, betrayal, and disbelief on both sides of Glasgow, marking one of the most sensational transfer sagas in recent memory. Churnney, who had quickly become a fan favorite at Rangers for his flair, work rate, and ability to change a game in an instant, had given every indication that he was committed to the blue half of the city. His performances last season had endeared him to the Ibrox faithful who sang his name with pride. Many believed he would be a cornerstone of the squad moving forward. But in a move that will be remembered in infamy, the Czech winger has swapped blue for green and white hoops, signing a long-term deal with Celtic Park. The sense of betrayal among Rangers supporters is palpable. For them, this isn't just a transfer, it's a deep wound, an unforgivable act. Churnney's departure might have been accepted had he moved abroad or joined a neutral side, but choosing to cross the old firm divide is seen as the ultimate insult. His name, once chanted with joy at Ibrox, will now be met with anger and resentment whenever it's mentioned. Sources close to the player suggest that the move was motivated by both financial incentives and a promise of a central role in Brendan Rodgers' new tactical system. Celtic reportedly offered a significant signing bonus and a project that placed Churnney at the heart of their European ambitions. Still, no amount of spin can dull the edge of this betrayal for Rangers fans. Meanwhile, on the east end of Glasgow, Celtic supporters are celebrating the signing with typical bravado. For them, not only have they landed a talented player, but they've done so at the direct expense of their arch rivals, a psychological blow that will sting long after the ink has dried on Churnney's contract. Only time will tell whether Churnney's decision will bring him glory or come back to haunt him. But one thing is certain, the next Old Firm clash has just become even more explosive. Hello, fan! Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.